Hey guys, welcome back to Dimple's Kitchen. For all you guys who are coming for the first time, my name is Chef Dimple. And for all those who've always been watching me, hi again. Okay, so today I'm going to post a recipe which is a request coming from Vijaya. Vijaya, this recipe is only for you. I'm getting late to work, but I'm going to ensure that I do this recipe for you. So today's recipe is Shami Kabab. I'm going to make this Shami Kabab from chicken. However, you guys can use any kind of meat or beef. Anything is perfectly fine. In fact, you could also make it of minced meat, but Shami Kabab tastes the best when it's made of the actual meat. Avoid the minced meat, but in case you have it and you want to make something, make seekh kebab. I'm going to post seekh kebab very soon, and that's an awesome recipe. However, today we're making Shami Kabab. Now, let me start off. So, for Shami Kabab, we need a pan which is fairly warm, and I've added about 2 tablespoons of ghee. It could be ghee or it could be butter. Now in this warm oil, I'm going to add some garam masala with cumin seeds. It's about 1 teaspoon of garam masala. Now what I do is my cumin seeds are in my garam masala, which is why it goes together. I am going to add chopped green chilies. Now this is 1 green chili finely chopped. After that, followed by 1 medium onion which is finely chopped. This is done. Now these have already started cooking, so I'm gonna add some mint leaves, or they're also called as pudina. I'm gonna stir this really well. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. Now just about 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of turmeric. It has to cook really well. Now that's the stage when I'm going to add my chicken. If you see, I'm adding just about 200 grams of my chicken. If you add about 1 kilo of chicken or 1 kilo of meat, you have to add about 2 large size onions. Now if you see, my chicken has got nicely coated seed mixture. Now I'm going to add toor dal. If you see, this dal is kind of soaked 1 hour before preparing this dish. You don't have to boil it, okay? So if you're making this, you're looking at the video and you're saying, oh my god, I still have to boil the toor dal. Don't worry at all. You don't have to boil it. You just soak it for an hour. If you can soak it for 2, awesome. Now that's the time you add your chopped coriander. Simple, just kind of mix. Do not add water, please. Your chicken is going to ooze out water. Keep it at the medium flame you have. Close it and let it cook for the next 10 minutes. Now if you see, this has already started cooking. Remember, I haven't added any water. One of the things that you need to remember for any kind of kebabs or patties, add least water possible. For the simple reason that moisture is one of the biggest enemies of a kebab. It kind of doesn't hold well and it breaks very easily. This works beautifully. It ensures the meat cooks. It ensures it doesn't need water. It's more like a pressure cooker because it's cooking in steam. Okay, so at this stage, I'm going to tell you to add about 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. Add about 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. And add 1 teaspoon of salt. Ensure that if you're doing it the way I'm telling you, just add that much amount of salt, because once you put it in the mixture and grind it, it's not going to be that simple to then ensure that the salt is right. So if you add it at this stage really well, it works. Ensure that this cooks for the next 6 minutes. So I'm still stuck to my 8 minutes. I haven't increased the time, remember, from the last I told you. Now once these 6 minutes are over, we're going to put it into a mixer and we're going to grind it beautifully. Okay, so as you see, this has got cooked pretty well. All the masala is coated onto the chicken, and I'm going to now put this in my mixer. However, you got to realize that this masala has to cool down. Do not add really hot stuff which you've just cooked on the gas into your mixer. A, your mixer will crash. Second is that this kind of loses its taste if it's cooked in exactly the same temperature. So let it cool down a little bit and let the masala and the dal kind of soak up all the stuff into it. Now this has happened. I've crossed my 8 minutes and it's more than 2 minutes that this has been cooling. So I'm going to kind of add this to my mixer. So I have my masala in the mixer now. There we are. I'm gonna place it. Okay, so that's the way the mixture looks after it's out of the food processor. You see, it's nice and coarse. You can actually feel the chicken fibers in the mixer. Now that's the way it has to be. Now to this mixer, I have put the gas on low flame. That's what you need to do. And add about 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. Add about 1 teaspoon of salt. You can also taste this mixture and see how it tastes, but I exactly know that it needs about 1 teaspoon. Now stir this really well. Okay, now to this mixture you can actually add an egg as well, but I'm not going to add my egg because it tastes wonderful without the egg as well. But now I'm going to just kind of make this really flat into my cooking dish so that any additional moisture is kind of gone. Because I need to make a patty of this, so I need to ensure that there is no moisture. I have kept it on a low flame. Hey, so this is the way it looks after it's a little roasted after you get it out from the mixer. Place it into the dish and kind of get rid of all the moisture. Keep stirring though. In just about 2-3 minutes it should be done. Don't burn it. Now that's the way it looks, and that's one that I have made for you just for you to understand how do you do it. I'm going to show you one more. Just take like a little in your hands, like this, okay? And all you do is this. Just kind of make it a nice round and then pat it on both sides. And it's gonna look something like this. Beautiful. So now what I'm gonna do is, in one small bowl, I've taken an egg and I've added a little salt. Okay, so I'm going to make one with an egg coating and one without an egg coating. I'm going to show you how to do this, which is very, very important. Do not break the kebab. In the bowl with egg, you place the kebab, turn it once. That's about it. Lift it and place it in your cooking dish. This cooking dish has about 4 tablespoons of oil, and this oil is done up really well. It's nice and warm. So now you see the kebab is cooking. Now this is the one which is without the oil, and I'm just going to place it as is. Remember, when you're making a lot of kebabs, always cover the outer region first and then place kebabs in the center. So this is cooking beautifully. I'm just going to let it cook for just about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Flip over. Now remember one thing, for kebabs, make it exactly the way I have done it. It's amazingly awesome. My husband loves this recipe. And every time we have people over, all he tells me to make is make Shami Kabab, make seekh kebab. It's just the kebabs. But the trick is that you do it exactly the way I told you, roast it exactly the way I told you, mixture it exactly the way I told you, and then it turns out to be the most awesome kebab. Nobody can stop from saying that you are the most awesome cook. Yeah. So I have actually turned the kebabs and I'm going to show you wonderful they look. Okay, so you have actually cooked your mixture by you cooked it the first time, then you put it into the food processor or your mixer, whatever you have, and then you cooked it again. You roasted it for like 1.5, 2 minutes. So the mixture is already cooked. All you need to do is just give it a roasty flavor by just frying it a little. And I am actually gonna start lifting these kebabs because they are already done, because my oil was simply nice and warm and the mixture was also ready. Wow, they're already done. And that's how they look after they are fried. Beautiful, isn't it? I'm so tempted to eat this. Guys, you have to make this recipe. It's amazing. It's like the most awesome thing. It's tasty, it's wonderful, goes with everything, goes with the naan, or just goes as a starter if you use a fork and a knife and cut and eat. It's out of the world. Make it and let me know how it was. In case you get stuck, do not worry if you have more moisture. Ensure you roast it a little, because before you fry it, there should be no moisture. And you should be able to kind of make it into a small patty. If there's moisture, you're not going to be able to do it. So do not panic. It's an awesome recipe. You're going to be able to do it. See you then and come back with my next video. Cheers.